Hey y'all, Natalie here for Shimmerz, and I'm using the June color kits to create a fun layout. I'm using that Sapphire Blue Spritz, Elfin Magic Vibes, a Strawberry Fields Creamies, and a Grapefruit Creamies. There's also a new one called Powder Pluff, and I don't know what happened to that, and I misplaced it, and I forgot to use it on this layout. I'm sorry. There's also those fun watercolor tags and an adorable set of dots, as well as a fun summer cut file. I'm actually not going to use the cut file on this layout though. I'm going to create kind of like a scene, so like a grassy sky scene. I have this older photo of my little guy, and I thought it would be really good if he were just like standing in the garden. So that's kind of where I'm going to place it, and I'm going to use texture paste. This is an older stencil that came in another of the Shimmerz kits before. And I'm going to run my Matte Ranger texture paste through this. I think it's like called the Waves or something, but it was in a previous color kits. And even though it's wavy, I think it would also look good as grass. So I am applying it very roughly, not trying to be even at all across that bottom portion of the page. And that's going to be my grass. And then I don't let that dry. So what you'll see me doing here is trying to lift the stencil so that it doesn't get into the wet texture paste. But I have this word stencil from Vicky Boutin that I don't think I've ever used it. It's super fun, but I just kind of find it hard to use. But I thought, well, what if all of these phrases, sweet little happy phrases, were in the sky and they were blue? So I thought that would be fun. So that's why I chose to do this one. There is one phrase on there that's like, oh, hey girl, or something, which obviously doesn't go with this photo of my son. So I just, didn't use that one. So that's why I'm just doing those first 3 lines. And like I said, I'm making it even on purpose, and his photo is going to go right smack in the middle there. So there will be a little bit of an empty space without texture paste, but it's going to be covered up, so it's fine. So I'm just bringing those words all the way across the top portion of the page to meet up with the grassy area. And I let that dry. And now I'm going to apply the color. Make sure you let the texture paste dry completely, because it will not be good if you put the wet color on top of wet texture paste. So I don't think it would ever dry. It might dry, but I don't know. I wouldn't try it. You can mix the wet color into your texture paste before applying it to the page. That's another way to do it. I don't think the coloring would be as vibrant. I like the way that these colors run in between the lines that are not full of texture paste. So that's why I choose to do it this way, but you could do either way. That matte texture paste really holds liquid well, and you can add additional liquid to make it as vibrant or pale as you want. So I'm using the Elfin Magic here to just add across the green part, and I sprayed it directly onto the page, and I like that kind of like blowout look that it gives around the edges. I'm just adding a little bit of water to make it run more and letting it kind of run off the ends of the page, as well as guiding it with my paintbrush some. And then turned it upside down, and I'm going to do the same with my Sapphire Spritz. I did kind of block it from mixing too much with the green, but I do like the little like cast off that it gives at the top of the page as well. So I'm just adding additional water and letting it run through all those words, and it's really cool. I like how it makes the words show up really well, and I don't know, it's just so fun and cool. And what you'll see when it dries is it gives this little blowout effect around every one. It gives a really great watercolor vibe. I don't know, super gorgeous. So I just add a little bit more to give some variation of the color. These colors are really great because like they're watercolors, so they build up. So you can use 1 layer or you can use 2. While that dries, I'm going to show you here that exact example with the creamies from the kit. So I'm going to use this watercolor paper, and I'm just going to paint the Strawberry Fields Creamies on one and the Grapefruit Creamies on the other. That's the Strawberry Fields, so it's more pinky, and the Grapefruit is more orangey. So this is going to be the first layer, And then you'll see the difference when I do a second layer. So I touched it right there and you can see it kind of made a thing. But what I love about these creamies is they're really good about evening themselves out. So when they dry, it'll still seem pretty flat and all the same color. You won't really see brush marks. See? You can see there. So that's one layer, and it's very pretty and pastel, but I wanted it to be a little brighter because the dots in the collection are like a bright, darker color. So, yeah, I wanted it to be more potent, I guess. So I'm just applying a second layer after it dries, and it doesn't take long to dry. So you can see the difference between those two colors a lot there. That is the grapefruit, which is more orange. And the creamies dry creamy, like they're super pretty, not a ton of shine to them. So there's the dried background. You can see those flare outs, especially around the blue. And now I'm going to go back over and add splatter at the top with the blue and at the bottom with the green because I just wanted additional depth and variation. So I'm not going to roll it up. I'm going to let it dry completely with that saturated color. And so it'll give a nice, basically another layer, but in a splatter pattern. So while it dries, I'm going to play with the two butterfly cutout tags. I'm just going to fill them with splatters. So I grabbed this this paintbrush with I think I'm doing the grapefruit. So I do splatters in all four of those colors that I've already used. And I'm just going to fill these white butterflies fully with splatters because this color kit goes really well with Shimmerz Never Grow Up, I think is what the last collection she did was called. What I'm doing here is I'm just drying off the two red colors so they don't mix too much when I add the blue and green. But anyway, yeah, so these colors work really great with that collection by Shimmerz. And so I'm going to use some of the die cuts and the stickers that have white around the edges. So I like that these butterflies were white background. So I just add a lot of splatter to them and they will meld well with the die cuts I choose to make. So with those two watercolor sheets that I colored with the creamies, I used them to die cut a bunch of different size florals. And I have these die cuts picked out from that Never Grow Up collection. And I actually ended up using the tag that says Never Grow Up for the title. Spoiler alert, he grew up. This photo, he was not even 2, and now he's 8. So much bigger. But I'm going to use that little tag from the collection as my journaling tag because I had saved this little story. I had handwritten it. It was in with the photos that I had already printed. And so I used that to add my journaling, tell them my little story. And I'm just going to scatter the flowers between the blue and green like a garden. For the title, I want to use that Never Grow Up, but I did want it to not have as big of a white border. It's like a kind of a really big circular white border. So I just fussy cut around the leaves that are around the words. Now, because it has so much gesso and so much texture paste on the back, I put a ton of adhesive on the back of all of these things so that they would hold on. So just keep that in mind when you do a lot. Make sure you have heavy cardstock that can hold it all. So now I'm just kind of setting up where everything is going to go, where my title is going to go in my journaling, and then I'm going to go out from there to add all of the flowers and other embellishments. I'm using my Nuvo adhesive because those flowers have a lot of little cracks in them, and that Nuvo adhesive works really great on top of mixed media. I've used it for a while now, and I don't really have anything fallen off yet, so I think it's good. So I have all those little flower die cuts, and now I'm going to go to the sticker sheet, and I have a few floral stickers that have birds. So I'm going to do one on each side of the photo, as well as add pretty much all of the pink and red florals from this sticker sheet in amongst my garden. And then I am going to put that rainbow up there at the top with a few butterflies floating around. I will take this opportunity to let you know if you mention my name when you go shopping for your color kits or any other things you would like to pick up from Shimmerz, you'll receive a free gift with your order. I will link the store down below. Make sure to check out this color kits. It's so cute. There's also, like I said, another color called Powder Puff that I didn't make into this layout, but it's a super new exclusive color, and it's like baby blue, really pretty. Between baby blue and periwinkle almost, I think. So I'm adding the dots, and I end up just using the red dot and then the blue one. I left the other one just because it didn't quite go with the colors I had chosen to use, but I kind of put the blue one in the background of the blue sky and the red one down with the flowers. I like the red one. It's a lot. It's like hearts, super cute. So I'm just adding a few word stickers, but I don't want to do too much to take away because like the words are all in the sky, right? I'm also going to add essential jewels as I like to do. So the Pink Fresh Studio jewels have royal blue. They have a green that matches the grass really well, as well as like a pink that matches all the flowers. So that was fun. So I just sprinkled them around the page to match in each of the color sections. And that's going to have it. I thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. And like I said, I'm going to link down below to the Shimmerz store. So make sure to go check out your June color kits and grab one before they're gone. Thank you guys for watching, and let me know if you have any questions. Bye, y'all.